Hey, welcome to Living with Grace. I wanted to at least show you my outfit. I know it's just something simple, but it works for me. Might work for you. Okay, so I got this top from Shein. It has long sleeves, like bubbled balloon sleeves. It balloons at the shoulders as well. You can wear it down like that. Looks really nice, eh? You can wear it like that, but I prefer it on the shoulder, seeing how it's raining out. And you might want to wear strapless, or you don't have to wear. It's up to you, but I need to wear it. I like how it gathers towards the bustier, the bust area. And this piece goes down a little bit to cover the stomach, right? And then the back, it has a gathering ruche. And it's elastic and it stretches. Hopefully you can see that. Right? Doesn't cover the love handles, but it does justice. I also have this blazer I wanted to at least show you, but the bracelets, these are African beads, and this one I got from a thrift store, which is wooden, which is great. I got my gold hoops on. I have my Michael Kors necklace on, and this blazer, I got it thrifted. It's corduroy black. Let me show you. I will be wearing this for the duration of the video. Welcome to Living with Grace, and here hopefully you're enjoying the other videos that I have posted, that you're subscribed, and sharing in the comments your opinion as well. If you can relate, or if you want to share with someone else, or if you have any questions, feel free to comment in the comment box. Comment right just in that box there. And you can also follow me on IG. I started it all over again because I had other pages. I'm like, let me start all over. It's under Ann L. Drayton. You'll see the link in the description box below. The stuff that I'm wearing, if you're interested, comment, let me know. I'll start putting it in the description box. I wasn't good at it before, but if you need to know and you want to know, I will do it for you in the description box, okay? Anyhow, this video, oh my gosh, this video, if you want to continue watching with me and journeying with me, and I will be doing some vlogs once in a while, not all the time, because I can't let everybody in my world all the time. So few things, like if I wake up in the morning, get ready, go out and about, meet people, converse, buy, purchase, I will do some vlogs probably once a month, okay? Comment and let me know if that's what you want to see, just so you know a little bit about me and my life, because I'm sure you're interested. This topic, what we're going to be talking about today is what a true relationship may mean to you, and what a true relationship means to God with us. Okay, so we have relationships with people. We grow up, we have a relationship with our mother and our father. Yes, I'm going right into it. I'm not even skipping a beat. Got my water over there, drink my coffee already. I'm all hype, but I'm ready. Hopefully you're ready and you got some time, because I definitely got time right now. Today's Sunday and it's raining. But while you're watching this is another day, but this will be good for you while you're watching it, in the time that you're watching it, for your life, right? So you can receive some nuggets, some seeds, okay? All right, so what a relationship is, initially it's taught to us because we experience a relationship as we grow up. So we have a relationship with our mother, we have a relationship with our father, right? It sort of guides us to what a relationship it should be. And we have relationships with others, whether it be a cousin, a friend, a spouse, relationships, right? And sometimes we unlearn some things to learn some things, because we're having a relationship with someone and we're learning more about them, right? So it's altered in a sense, but our foundation of the definition of a relationship is taught to us, and we sort of act it out or be that tangibly in our lives with amongst others, believing that this is what a relationship is. Now, God has created the word relationship. God knows what a relationship is. He desires to have a relationship with us first and foremost, right? And growing up, sometimes we are taught that, our parents will bring us to church and show us, this is the way that God loves us. This is the way we should be good, do the 10 commandments and all those things. Like, we're taught many different ways. I was taught a different way. I'm not going to go into it, but I'm just going to say that for me, it was a tradition. To me, it was an act of service, and it was only one day of the week. until I learned to have a relationship with God. And that's what I have right now, right? I have a relationship with God through Jesus Christ. So, and I'm still learning. So I'm a work in progress, because remember, we're human. We're living here on this earth. We see things, we learn things, but the correct way is from God. So if he teaches us through a relationship, we can be that, and life would be so much easier, right? I'm looking over here because my balcony's here and the sun has not come out yet. And all I'm seeing is rain. And I'm kind of sweating right now. And I want to open the door, but you guys might hear the muffling. But I'm going to open the door because I need it right now. So hold on a second. Whew. I need that breeze. I need that breeze. All right. So I know some of you come to this channel because of my micro lock. So we're going to talk about it, but not in this video. Okay. So relationships. Relationships. Let me move over a bit so you can see me better, because I noticed the lighting. We are taught relationships, how to have a relationship by trusting someone, by trusting our mother, by trusting our father. Hold on, there we go. Hold on. By trusting those that are closest to us. So it's introduced to us unknowingly, right? But watching, witnessing. And sometimes we believe that it's correct, even if it's harmful, even if it's, as you get older, you'll realize that it wasn't really correct, but it was a relationship. It's a form of a relationship taught to you, right? Sometimes we grow up with parents that are arguing, cussing, and then they reason they're back together. So we believe that that's what a relationship's about. So we endure that in a relationship with someone else, not being peaceful or happy, but tolerating it because that's what we were taught, and we think that this is what it is. I believe, and what I have gone through, sorry for talking so fast, but hopefully you're catching on, is that the way that I was shown that a relationship is through watching my grandparents, watching my biological mother and her boyfriend, watching friends, watching my friends' parents as I go to their house and visit while I was in high school, watching others, and then actually going through a relationship myself with a combination of what I was taught and what I saw didn't work out. The relationship that I needed, because I wanted to learn about relationships. We're always wanting to learn something new. We just don't know where. Some people read books, some people watch videos, some people watch others. That's what I mean by watch. And some people just go straight to the person or the being that knows what relationships truly are. And I wanted to know the origin and the real meaning of a relationship. So I seeked God, because I had so many failed relationships. Even after seeking God and going through a marriage that failed, I still clinged on to God, because I'm like, God, okay, your way is right. Obviously I was doing things my way and it didn't turn out. So I take accountability. That's my journey, my definition, my observation and my conclusion, in order to accept what was going on, to unlearn that, to be open to learn the correct way. And God was the one that taught me how to do it correctly. When we have a relationship with God, he is peaceful, he's sovereign, he's forgiving, he's there, he comforts. Even when we go off on the mouth, go off on him, go off, he's always there. I'm not saying, you see how dogs, like, you hit them and they come back and they're very loyal. God's not like that, but the act of always being there and forgiving and forgetting that it happened is God. That's God. Okay. God knows why we behave the way that we do. So he covers us and he loves on us even in that. Right. So the more that I cherish the relationship I have with God and spend time with him and ask him questions and invite him in my world and accept his correction and accept his way of life and how he created things to be, and knowing that he accepts me the way that I am as I unlearn and learn, hiccups and all, and mistakes and all, and trials and all, he loves me just the same, and he continues to correct me and love me. It's an amazing place to be, you know. And some people don't like to be on their own. They like to be around people, feeling that company is companionship and needed. And that's part of a relationship. So you have to be that person all the time. And it's like, no, when you're alone and you get to know yourself, and you sense God's presence and understand that you are never alone because he's with us, you begin to understand your identity. You begin to understand your purpose. You begin to understand the characteristics that you have, that you've gathered through your youth, that God's like, you need to stop doing that. And you allow God to change you from within. That's amazing. Because when you're alone, it's scary. It's scary sometimes because you don't know what you're going to face, or you don't know what's going to happen. And certain things that have happened, you don't want to confront or even think of. But it's like when you have a relationship with God, and you don't want to open those doors and those thoughts, because when you're alone, that's when it comes in. When you allow those thoughts to come in and things that you cannot deal with, things that has happened to you in your past and memories and all that stuff that pop in when you're alone, and when you allow that to happen when you're alone, God will show you what actually took place. God will heal you and cover you and explain to you what took place in that time of hurt. Why, because you don't want to face it, you don't know how to deal with it. And God's like, I'll help you deal with it. And so that's a relationship. Like, he's your counselor, he's your father, he's your covering, he's your healer, he's your provider, he's your everything. You understand? But you need to allow him in. So when you're alone and you have that relationship with him and you talk to him in reason, instead of looking at God like he's going to chastise you and he's going to condemn you to hell and he's going to punish you, it's just like, no. God's not like that. God loves us regardless. He knows why. Like, even for me, when I used to behave a certain way because it was done to me, God's like, I know why you did that, Anne, because it was introduced to you and you think that it's normal. You think that it's right. It's not. And his soft voice and his soothing comfort allows me to open up and say, yes, I did do this, or yes, this happened to me, Father. And the more I trust him, the more he pours into me and says, okay, you can trust me. Because when things happen to us, we don't trust nobody. We don't trust anybody. And that's part of a relationship. Because even when you're in a relationship, you're like, I don't trust this person. But it's deep rooted in the sense of like, okay, there's two things. You could trust them and you could not trust them. But for yourself, because what has happened to you, you might not trust your surroundings and people around you. There's a difference, because then you won't trust them. Your act is like, I wonder why they're doing that. And they're looking at you like, what's wrong with them? Or you're like, why did they just do that? Because they did do something and they're like, oh shoot, they caught me. There's a difference. So when you have a relationship with God and you trust God, he shows you how to trust others. He shows you, he heals you so that you can trust others. Because the first being that we should trust is God. Everyone has a different God. Everyone's raised in a different religion. Everyone's this and that. I'll just say that. I will just say this. And I just stuttered when I said this, but I will say this. I've tasted and seen that the Lord is good. I have sampled other things in other ways. And soon as I understood that it's a relationship with God first and alone time with him, he spoke to me in many different ways. Even in the Bible, when people say it's been written so many times, I'm like, okay, when I read it, God gives me revelation for my understanding. Like the Holy Spirit will show me what was actually said. So I'm just like, this relationship's beautiful. I don't want to tarnish this relationship. I want to invite God in every area of my life because I really don't know, right? And the more that I invite him in is the more that I have peace, and the more that I trust, and the more that I trust others. Relationships are so important, and it's easy to let go. It's easy to just say, you know what? I don't want a relationship with anyone else. I'm fine. I'm fine on my own. And you put up this wall, this invisible wall. You're safe behind that wall, but then you're not allowing other people to come in, or even allowing God to use those people to come in to at least transform you. Because sometimes people need a tangible body, a physical being to help them through. I did at one point, but then I was just like, no, God, you're here. Like, you're around me. I came to that awareness that it was just like, you're here. You're around me. You see what's going on. You know what's going on. And you love me that much. You haven't left me. You knew what was happening. So I arrived at a level where it's like I didn't need to see God. When I closed my eyes and spent time with God, understanding that he's a spiritual being as well, it made it easier for me to receive persons, bodies, positions, open doors. It put me in a position to understand what was from him and what was not from him. It also heightened my discernment and my awareness and wisdom to know what was from the enemy. And all the bad things that had happened to me was not necessarily God. It was the enemy that had access to me because of the sins of my fathers, the sins of my mother, the sins of, generational curses. Like, I had to do my own research. So it's like the more you seek his face, the more that he'll reveal himself to you. He does not pressure and push himself with life. He doesn't come, in our lives. No, you didn't understand. I'm sorry. He knows, you know what I'm saying? And the thing is, even with our families, they opened up certain doors for riches and for this and that. They sacrifice certain things we don't know, we may not know, but we need to be aware of it. So the more you seek, the more knowledge you're going to get, the more you're going to find out about your history, the more that you're going to understand that God has nothing to do with all those other things. It's just the enemy had access to us and permission to us because of the permission that our family had opened the door to for them to enter in. It's a lot. But we're just going to narrow it down to this. Having a relationship with God is so important, whether you know him or not. For me, I'm like, if somebody says something to me, I'm going to find out for myself. I am definitely going to research and find out for myself so that I know if it's true or not. Facts. People, look at that plant right there. Oh my gosh. It's dying and I don't know what to do with it. I'm so hurt. I'm so sorry. I know I threw you off topic, but I'm sure this was like an eyesore saying, Anne, you're not even feeding this thing. Is not, there's no life over here anymore. But I'm going to try. But a relationship, again, point of reference, feeding, watering this plant. The fruit of it will be it blossoming and looking beautiful. The more that we spend time with God and he waters us, is the more that we look more beautiful and we look like him. And those that are curious, find out for yourself. Those that are ignorant, and I know you're watching because you're probably irritated, like, no. Those that are ignorant, that's on you. That's your responsibility. That's your choice. What I'd say is, even in ignorance, even in curiosity, find out for yourself. Ask God, say, I want to have a relationship with you. I want to know who you are. You know, there's many different gods out here, lowercase g. And you'll find out who the uppercase G, the one and true living God. You'll find out who he is if you seek him. You genuinely seek him for yourself. No one has to teach you. You don't need to go to church on Sunday and find out about him. Well, some people do, and then they find out who he really is. And that's a good way of doing it because you're actually going to church and finding out. But it's a personal relationship with him. You don't need someone dictating to you how to live your life and how you shouldn't do this and how you shouldn't do that. It's good to have a relationship with God so he can correct you and show you and tell you why you do what you do. And it's so soothing and comforting. You don't even feel like you're being chastised. You don't feel like you're being condemned. You know, he's subtle. He's like, he's a good father where he's just like, oh, you see what you're doing? Why are you doing that? Do you know why you do that? Because you learned that from your father and it's not right. So you need to stop it. If you want to learn the right way, I will teach you. Like he has a way of talking to us where we understand him and it's soothing and we accept his voice. And the more we spend time with him is the more that we know his voice. And it's amazing because again, I'm going to end by saying this. We're living our lives in a body, a vessel. Our spirit is inside here. And you know, when people pass, their bodies lay to rest, but their spirit goes somewhere. I think we need to be concerned about that spirit. And the more we are aware of our spirit being is the more that we can operate in the spirit. And God has given us access through Jesus to operate in the spirit. We cannot do it on our own. There's no way. If we could do it on our own, we wouldn't need God. But God created us. So yes, we need him. Yes, we need to commune with him. Yes, we need to ask him questions. Yes, we need to say, God, is this from you? Is this person from you? Is this job from you? Because the enemy can propose certain things that we are desired to want and need, not need. But God, he knows what we need. He created us. He knows the hairs on our head. He knows our beginning to the end. He knows everything. So it's good for us to counsel with him, seek him, and have a relationship with him. Zine, have a relationship with him. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for your time. And I don't want this to look like a host or a TV show because it's not. We're just having a conversation. We're having a conversation to uplift ourselves and to find out what is good for us and what is not. Right? Choices. Right? Relationship. Very important. Relationship with God first, then relationships with others. And then in that, we'll be able to make decisions to not have certain relationships with others and open up the door for good relationships with others. Thank you so much. I'll see you again in the next video. Love, no.